How's it going, everybody? Let's continue on in Mark 6. And when the day was now far spent, his disciples came unto him and said, This is a desert place, and now the time is far past. Send them away that they may go into the country round about and into villages and buy themselves some bread, buy themselves some food. Get like some beef jerky or something, some popcorn, for they have nothing to eat. He answered and said unto them, Give ye them to eat. And they said unto him, Shall we go buy 200 penny worth of bread? Give them to eat. So if we were to translate that in the Trey Stokes translation, because there's a million translations of the Bible out there, he answered and said unto them, Feed them. They said, Really? We're going to feed them? So are we going to go buy X number amounts of food and then feed them? Is that what you're saying? You wanting us to go shopping on a gigantic mega shopping spree with a tractor trailer? He said unto them, How many loaves of bread have you got? Go and see. And when they counted them, they said, 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. And he commanded them to make everybody sit down in special groups. He group sat them, like you 20 over here, you 20 over there, one, two, three, four. It says they sat down by companies upon the green grass. And they sat down in ranks by hundreds and by fifties. Okay, so we're given numbers, aren't we? And when he had taken up the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, he looked up to heaven and blessed. And remember, the earth is supernatural anytime you're living in the Bible in real time. So these miracles were taking place, just like we're going to be getting miracles at the very end by the false prophet handing all goats over to the strong delusion. So he took the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, and he looked up to heaven, and he blessed and brake the loaves and gave them to his disciples to set before them, and the 2 fishes divided among them all. They all ate, they were all full, and after they were done, they took up the fragments, and it was 12 baskets. Remember, 12 is the number for the church. So it was the fragments of the bread and the fish came up to 12 baskets. 12 is the number for the church, so it was a representation of the church being fed the bread of life. And they that did eat the loaves were about 5,000 men. Let's move over to Daniel. Daniel 5, 8 through 12. Then came in all the king's wise men. Remember yesterday, desperate times call for desperate measures. He was offering 1/3 ruler in the kingdom to anybody that could read the writing on the wall. But they could not read the writing, nor make known to the king the interpretation thereof. Then was King Belshazzar greatly troubled, and his countenance was changed in him. In other words, he turned white as a ghost, and his lords were astonished. His lords were freaked out at the look on his face. Now the queen, by reason of the words of the king and his lords, came into the banquet house, and the queen spake and said, O king, live forever. Let not thy thoughts trouble thee, nor your countenance be changed. There is a man in your kingdom, in whom the spirit of the holy gods, plural, because that was their belief system, polytheism, paganism. And in the days of your father, light and understanding and wisdom. Remember Daniel, what all he did for his king. His dad, Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon. Like the wisdom of the gods was found in him, whom the king Nebuchadnezzar, thy father, the king, I say, thy father, made master of the magicians, the astrologers, the Chaldeans, and the soothsayers. Did Daniel take part in astrology? No, but he was trained in it. He knew about it because he was all a part of them. As a child, they were all trained in the ways of the Chaldeans. Oddly, the Lord had me go through, I was practically an expert astrologer. Learned it in my pagan Roman religion, saw it on the cover of a paper stapled yearbook, my first zodiac wheel, and that demonic spirit entered, and it never left until 2012. Anyway, for as much, last paragraph of tonight's study, for as much as an excellent spirit and knowledge and understanding of interpreting dreams and showing hard sentences and dissolving of doubts were found in this same Daniel, whom the king named Belteshazzar. Now let Daniel be called, and he will show you the interpretation, says the queen, because her husband's freaking out. I'm glad you're here. I love you very much. This new setup of Zoom is crazy. I love you very much. Ask questions anytime. That's what I'm here for.